Here we're talking about free, semi-free, and dependent points. A point is free if you can click and drag it anywhere. It will be bright blue when you create it. So let's go to the new point tool and let's click anywhere not on the axes. Notice the point is bright blue, and if I use the move tool, I can click and drag this anywhere. This is a free object. A point is semi-free if you can click and drag it within another object. It'll be a pale blue. Let's see how that is. So pick the new point, and now we're going to click on the y-axis. And notice that B is down here in dependent objects. That's because it's semi-free. If I take my move tool, I will not be able to move this point off the y-axis. It's semi-free. It's connected to the y-axis. A point is dependent if it can't be dragged at all. And we can make one of those too. Here. We will click on 0, 0. And notice it's black. Let's look at the definition of these three. We right-clicked, click on Object Properties, and let's see. A says it's a free point. It has coordinates. B says it's a point on the y-axis. That's why I could only move it on the y-axis. And C says it's actually the intersection point between the x-axis and the y-axis. So this point is totally free, semi-free, dependent. Now, suppose we want to make the point 3, 0, but we want it to be free. There's two ways we can make it. The first is to make a free point like A here. So let's make another one. And then take our move tool and drag it down here to 3, 0. Notice that's a free point. I can move it off there again. So the first would be to make it a free point and then drag it onto the axis. What's another way we could do it? Let's move this over to 4, 0. We want to point at 3, 0, but we want it to be free. We can simply go down to the input bar and type in 3, 0. And we've got a free point. It will have coordinates. Remember that free points have coordinates. That means you can move them. Dependent points talk about the object on which they are dependent. Suppose you want a point at 0, 0 that's free. You can double click on this point that you made, open it up, erase this definition, and type in 0, 0. So the minute you have coordinates, your point is free. Okay? Now it remains black because it was already black, and so it keeps its color. But I can now take my move tool and move this point anywhere I want, including 0, 0.